the Trial of Allegiance, the new expansion for Hard Survive 4, which has focus trees for South America. That's right, the southern part of South America. Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Chile. Here we go. You can see the new national focuses. Argentina, Chile, Denmark. Yes, Denmark, Brazil. The other two focuses aren't mentioned here because they're classed as minor focus trees. Paraguay and Uruguay, which are kind of more on the mini side, but they've still got lots of content in there. My take is if it has the opportunity to do some expansion and form some nation with some kind of end goal, it's a proper national focus, you know. But if it's just a bunch of focuses that give you factories and stuff like a generic focus tree, I suppose that is a mini focus tree. But they all have full-on content, so you can see it's all of South America, South America. Nations that have content is Peru. You can form Peru, Bolivia, but Peru and Bolivia don't have a focus. And of course, we've still got Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, the European colonies, and of course, Latin America and Caribbean. Maybe we'll come back to those another day. Hey, so this is an every single click video. I'm basically going to show you and hold your hand and play a game of the new and national focuses. And I'm going to give you my rating and how I feel it's gone. If you want a game that's going to teach you the basics, give you the thought process of a player that has almost 6,000 hours in the game, hey, this is the video for you. We're going to play Argentina. Regular difficulty, historical is going to be on, and Iron Man is also going to be off because who knows, maybe at some part of this video it doesn't go to plan and I have to reload a save, and I don't want to be pulling my hair out and wasting hours upon hours of recording. I want a cool, relaxing experience, and that is why I love every single click videos. I feel like I'm just playing the game. But sometimes when I record these kind of like funny exploit style videos, I feel like I'm not playing anymore and I'm not really enjoying the game. Wow, I play this kind of game and I'm actually having a blast with you guys. So here we are, we're going to play Argentina and we're going to go down the fascist path. And the reason why is it has a really awesome bonus. So just a heads up, normally when I play these kind of videos, I kind of plan out what I'm going to do in advance. And I kind of have. I've done like one little mini test run. But this isn't usually as thorough as I usually am. So there might be some surprises and I might have to work on my feet. And that's kind of the whole point of playing Hoi, you know? You kind of have to improvise sometimes. The Union of Nacional Fascista. There you go. I'm demonetized on YouTube now. And look at that. The Spirit of the Conquistadors. War support 10%. Meh. Justify war goal minus 20%. That's pretty strong. Bit of fascism. Eh. But look at that. Plus 20% attack. 20% attack. That is eye-wateringly high. Chance of this getting nerfed is very high. Now, if this was like for maybe 2 years, I could understand that, but it's a permanent 20% attack bonus. Permanently. That's insane. Anyway, let's start the game, and let's show you how to play Fascist Argentina. So, you've got your three ideological paths here. This is your communism. I believe this is your democratic path. And then this one, we have fascism on the right, and then monarchist off the left. I know monarchist is a fan favorite, but I'm going to go fascist because I want to take advantage of the Italian attack bonus. Roberto, I love that name, and he's going to be our new leader. The minute we start the game, we switch out leaders. So one thing to know about focus trees, if you're a little bit confused and daunted by when you first load them up, try and understand there's always a political branch, which is this left bit here. Most of these focuses are going to disappear when we select this one because this all become null and void. Then we add the industrial part of the focus tree, which usually fixes a lot of your issues inside of your country, all of these. It gives you factories. And then there's the military branch. When you can see that's broken into 3 sections too. Army, is this Navy? No, it's Air Force. And then you've got Navy. And there you go. Now the focus tree seems a little bit less daunting and less confusing because you can now it's broken into different sections. And I will say, from doing little tests with this, they've done a really good job of the South American focus trees. Because once again, it's sometimes easy to keep focus trees simple and not overly complex them, but this one's done a really decent job. Anyway, let's go through the options at the top of the screen. So we always have to boost our industry at the start of the game, giving production efficiency cap, which gives you overall more output of production, which you're always going to need anyway. Next up, we could focus on artillery. We've only got 2 research slots, so the options we've got are more limited. So branching out into tanks or even planes is going to be limited with 2 slots. You need at least 3 before you can start branching out into something else. So I'll just focus on industry for now and go for construction. Top that off, we're going to start make some military factories, and we're going to build in the areas that have got the most infrastructure. You can see here 40%, 40%. There's also a very weird shape Is it like a U-shaped one here? Also 40%. All the other areas don't have enough infrastructure. I guess what I could do is build some infrastructure because we're in civilian economy. So we do states map mode. And the only state that has decent amount of infrastructure is my capital. But there's not a lot of point building there because there's no resources. And there aren't enough building slots to be worthwhile. No, I'm going to stick with my guns on this one and go with mills at the very start of the game. So you're probably thinking you normally build civies at the start of the game, Dave. I do, but there's not a lot of industry to work with, and we are going to be going on the warpath pretty early, so we'll stick to this for now. All right, next up, we're going to focus on guns purely. We're not going to focus on planes. We're going to assign a Mayo, so we're gaining some funding, which is like XP for your Mayos, which gives you like these bonuses over time. We'll do that now. And also, if you hover over this, you can see what production penalty we're getting, and it's 10% for guns. Do you know what? I think we'll import from America a little bit of steel, just so we can catch up on the amount of guns that we've got. And top that off, we're going to hold shift and left click on unassigned divisions, right click, and convert them all into horses. If we go into horses here, you can see this is the division we've got. So it's just based on speed, and that's all it really is. And I'll press Z here to draw a front line, and then X, and drag a front line to go here, and then we'll assign a general. We want to assign a general that doesn't already have a officer corps slot. So can you see these ones here with the hat? This means this guy hasn't been assigned. There's only really one, to be fair. Actually, there's two. There's this guy. Defensive inflexible strategist. Yeah, we're going to have to go with him. And then we'll assign a field marshal as well. So if you're not really familiar why you do that, half of the bonuses that a field marshal gap, so half of this 10% attack will be 5% attack, will be given to this general on top of his additional 5%. So the result will be generals will give an additional 10% extra attack when they're attacking. Next up, naval dockyards. Now this is totally pointless. I'm actually not a big fan of this at all, but what they've done, Paradox here, they've added the legacy of the naval arms race for all the three major powers of Brazil, Chile, and Argentina. And building a navy in Holy War is difficult to begin with, but this just makes it just borderline impossible to make a navy. So, not a big fan of that. All right, are we good? Are we good to go? Yeah, we are. So I'm going to press plus on my keyboard a few times to go to force braid and press space. And then off we go, move everyone into position. We do have a navy too, so I'm going to hold shift and then right click to merge those up. Add a admiral. Cuts corners. Ooh, nice attack. And then we also have an air force. It's not a very big one though. I'm looking to hold shift and exercise them. Yeah, go on then. The reason why I hesitate on that one is because you will lose a few planes from exercising them due to accidents. And it might lose more planes than it's worth, but I'll give this a shot. So if we go into a production here, you can see we're behind on 4,000, 5,000 guns. So we need to supply the guns into this infantry. And you can see the strength of the division here, 42%. And as you can see, we're going to feed that in to our divisions. And it'll take approximately 1 year until they're fully resupplied. And now we're just going to go 5 speed and just basically wait. Because what we're kind of waiting for the most part is going to be this focus to complete. And all of a sudden, we have a new president or prime minister or some other fancy Spanish name for a leader. All right, and you can see the focus tree has severely shortened. And you can see now the focuses you can go for are more limited. Work with the nationalists. So that just gives you bonuses towards the ideology we're going for, which is the brown ideology. So we've got a little bit of political power to work with now, so we have to select our first advisor. So we click on our flag here, and then we can see what advisor we want to hire. And there's some really good advisors too. I think what we want to do is try and stack as much political power as possible, but I think the best thing to do early game is mobilize the economy. So we'll go partial mode. Costs a little bit more political power than normal, but it's going to give us a little bit, just a tiny little bit more industry and give us that construction bonus. Hence the reason why making infrastructure was kind of a waste of time, because we get on partial so quickly. One thing I'm not taking into account is we don't start the game with radio. And radio gives us a reinforce rate tick, and that's actually pretty big for the very first one. To get around that, what you do is go for organization first, and that just allows you to get into battle just a little bit quicker, and you don't necessarily have to have radio. Listen, radio is better, okay? But trust me, in this case, reinforce rate early on is going to go a long way in some of those early battles. Okay, work with the nationalists. Okay, so you can crack down on corruption. This is an interesting one, and I think this is great, because this really makes you think about whether you want to go for this immediately or not. But what this actually does is it gives you political power. So corruption does this. Let's have a look. Political corruption. So you're losing war support, you're losing construction, you're losing production efficiency cap, but you gain political power for it. So there is a bonus to stay on corruption. And we're going to do exactly that. we're going to stay corrupt. And this is going to give us a massive political power bonus. And the reason we're going to do that is it will lead on to something later in the game that will give us lots and lots of political power. You'll see when it happens. So we're going to stay with that for the time being until we don't need political power, which is probably going to be a very long way away. All right, we're going to cut ties with the British. Like a true Argentinian, I am going to cut ties with Britain and declare my hatred for the UK. Right then. Right now, our industry is tiny. Concentrated is beneficial for now. But in the future, we will be needing dispersed because we will be building up more diverse economy. In short, if you are going to be a small nation on a small amount of mills for quite a long duration, concentrated is the way forward. However, if you're going to be gaining more mills through conquest or building them and expanding your industry thoroughly and upgrading your research designs, disperse is the way forward. Honestly, 8 or 9 times out of 10, you want to be on disperse over concentrated. Concentrated is just not as strong as it used to be. To be fair, I think they need to buff concentrated by maybe giving more building slots, some kind of incentive to go for it over disperse would be kind of cool. All right, next up, we need to stack political power, so we're going to go for the silent workforce. And I believe it takes 2 years for this guy to pay itself back, and then he will pay back more over and over time. It's like a savings account, guys. You save your money to lose money for today to put it into the account, but then later on in the future, you get more back in the long run. And eventually, we'll gain lots and lots of political power. We are gaining 1.61 per day at the moment. Normally, you only gain +1 when you're going for a focus. So we're gaining more than we would normally be gaining anyway. We'll go for concentrated 2. Sorry, construction 2. That's it. Construction, that's what that is. Cut ties with Britain has been done. I like the scissors. That's kind of cool. Next up, we're going to go support radical nationalism. So what you're doing here is gaining lots of fascist support, because this requires 60% support for the fascist party. 60% is really difficult to get to, because that's a lot of fascism. It usually takes about 2 years of in-game time to get enough support for that. You do crack down on corruption, you do actually gain a little bit more fascist support, but it's a very small amount. I'm not sure if that's really worth it. So anyway, let's support nationalism. FeedBackGaming is now a radical. Italian Argentine diplomacy. This is the one we want. However, the German one is better. But this is the one we actually want. Secrets time. If there is a certain guy who rules Germany right now, and you've gone for this focus and Germany falls, there is a chance that that gentleman may come to Argentina as an exile, and he may become your country's leader. Would you want that? Maybe, but not today anyway. Okay, next guy we're going to go for that's going to give some more political power, and it's going to be this guy. He's a negotiator. And now we are getting 1.81 political power per day. I told you this is going to be like a political power stacking run. You wouldn't think Argentina would be the nation you'd be stacking lots of political power, would you? Well, it is. And here we are. Right, so now we've almost got the right amount of guns to catch up on what we need for reinforcement. So what I'm going to do is exercise these guys to level 3 and start making some artillery. And we'll do that. So now we're producing some artillery and also making some guns. So what I kind of want to do here is exercise these guys to level 3 to get rid of this green modifier. Now, to be fair, level 3 is good too, because you get a 25% attack bonus. But overall, getting rid of this green is the big one, because that gives a massive difference to the combat effectiveness. Alrighty then. So now what we're going to do now is establish a foothold in Uruguay. So is Uruguay technically Argentine, or is Uruguay technically Brazilian? We're basically going to answer that question today. Okay, disperse 1's done. We'll go for disperse 2. And right now, we're in a position where there's no other advisors we can go for that gives political power. Well, for now, anyway. I don't think so, anyway. No. So what we're going to do is go in for this guy, which gives ticking arm XP. Once again, these are the kind of guys you usually go for early on, because gaining arm XP lets you modify your divisions. And of course, we want to do that to add on artillery onto our horses. Okay, we've got enough guns now, so I'm just going to redistribute my artillery just a tiny little bit. Exercise the boys. And I think we're in a good spot right now. Yeah, I think I'm happy where we are. All right, so I've done a few test runs with this. And there's a few things that can happen. One, you can cap Uruguay really quickly, and you get all of Uruguay. Simple. Next up, Brazil may choose to join the war, and may attack immediately, or may take a little while before they attack. However, if they do that, they start and they attack, and they're incredibly weak at the very start of the game. So you have a really, really cool opportunity to take out the entirety of Brazil. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. What, we want Uruguay? No, actually, we want the entirety of Brazil. The Brazilians request that we pull out of Uruguay. We're not even at war with them. I think this event is fired too early. Oh, I love this game. Okay, so we're add on artillery now. And wait for a few to go to level 3. Pop, pop, pop. It's gone for the top option now, which means that the Brazilians can declare war on us. We'll wait for a second. Oh, this event is fired again. Remember, guys, this is a little bit hot code. The game is not actually officially released yet, so there might be a few little glitches. So we'll let them come for us, I guess. And then now we're going to attack. Ooh, we're doing some good damage too. That's good. What I'm technically going to do is try to run around them. There is a chance that the Brazilians may not attack in time, and they might not be in a position to make any real difference, but we'll see. So what I'm basically doing is pausing the game, going 3-speed, and just kind of shift clicking where I want the troops to move to. We know we've got the numbers advantage and we've got the firepower advantage, so I'm just kind of trying, like, I don't know, just play nice and slow and try and gain an advantage. As you can see, the capital region is the hardest one to take, but by the looks of things, we're going to push north here, then we'll push into here, clear out from the south. Are they going to declare war on us? They do have a war goal on us, because I right-clicked on Brazil and I've noticed that. And are they going to attack? I kind of want them to attack, but there's a chance they might not to. Hey, once again, we're going to think on our feet. We're going to try and play the game, but if the game doesn't give us what we want, hey, we'll try and play with what we've got. This is also pretty cool too. 35-day focus, and it gives ticking army XP, and it gives a mill as well. So 35 days for a factory and some ticking XP. Hey, that's a win. Also for some machine tools too. And is Brazil going to declare war? They have. Okay. Oh, no, hang on. There we go. They have. I got really confused. They got so many pop-ups. So this is kind of strange. So right now, we're at war with Brazil. However, they're meant to be defending Uruguay. And then we're going to steal all their ships in the peace conference and take all that land. And now we're in this situation. This is, once again, a really weird one, but it is what it is. All right. We're going to make some motorized. This is important because we basically need to make sure our supply is going to be nice and girthy. To do that, we need a few motorized. Okay, so we've got a little bit of trucks here. So what we're going to do here, which is really weird, and it's super glitchy, but hey, listen, I live on the edge. I'm going to make a 4-bot line here. Basically, C, drag the front line, and then put everyone on the front line with Control left click here, Control B to move them to the front line. We'll also assign our Air Force, Air Superiority and Close Air Support, and put them onto the infantry. All right, they're into position. Here we go. So the Brazilians are going to attack here, but if you look really closely, they've not even got that many divisions anyway. And our divisions have got some really good numbers back behind them as well. So we should be in a good spot. There's kind of like a narrow choke point here. So I kind of want them to come through this choke point. Let's just see how this goes. So once again, I'm taking advantage of the game's mechanics here by making a 4-bat line. Every time I've done this, by the way, this has worked. So we'll see if this works again. Maybe this will fail miserably and I'll get knocked out by Brazil. I suppose that'll make an interesting video. So this one is a little bit different. Ooh, that's different. Now, this focus used to be, you need to be over 49% world tension to go for it. But now you just need to be at war as well. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Anyway, top it off. We need to change ideology pretty quickly. And to do that quicker, we need at least 50 support for fascism. We need 60, but there's a way we can get around that. What I'm going to do now is anti-democratic raids and anti-communist raids. Which means it's going to basically get rid of some more Democrats and communists, so therefore give us more support for non-aligned and also for fascism. All right, so I'm going to go 5-speed now, and I'm going to let the Brazilians come to me. So it's tempting to push into me here. And I think this is the window, actually. I can see the window. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So delete the front line. I'm going to right-click here, then shift-click all the way to the front. And I'm going to do the exact same again. Right-click to here. Yeah, this is cheesy. Yeah, I'm dirty. Yeah, I'm going to go to hell for this, but you know what? Whatever. And there we go. And we've gotten around the back of the Brazilians. And now we're in a position where we have encircled a bunch of their army. And then we can basically push into the front line. There's a lot of micro required for this. And I'll be honest with you, you're kind of new at the game. You may struggle with this a little bit. So, well, once again, this is a difficult one to follow. Maybe you just want to take out Uruguay really quickly and not have them declare on you. The easiest thing to do is to do a naval invasion here and here. From this location, and then also push in through the actual land connection. So what you're going to do now is try and push on and grab the victory points again, and also grab the supply depots, because otherwise you're going to have supply problems. Remember, these are horses, so they've got some good speed. I'm just branching out the front line here and pushing out from every direction. Once again, if I see a narrow front here, I'm going to try and connect my troops up to try and put them into a better position. As you can see now, I've got opportunity to do encirclement, so I'm going to take that. Also realize I've got issues with garrison, so I'm basically put them on no garrison for the time being. And that means all the equipment now is going to come flooding back to directly my divisions. And look at this, we've made encirclements here. We're in a good spot. Yep, go here. Yep, go here. Then I'm going to go Z, front line, X, go here, attack, and be aggressive. And go, go, go. and push forward and try and make an encirclement on this infantry division in the center. All right, also, national focus, we're not selecting one, so we're going to go for the military factory, 35 days. Might be a good idea to leave behind one horse division just to pin these guys in. You can see they're trying to maneuver around and get into a better spot here, so I'm just going to keep moving around, keep wiggling on the front line, and then right-click to where I want to go. Be fair, I am playing way too fast speed than I should be when I'm trying to micro this intensively. But my advice, you don't play as quickly as I'm playing right now. Also, I'm going to narrow the front line here because most of the victory points are across the coastline. So I'm just going to grab the coastline. That's all I focus on. I'm going to go around you, push into you, go, go, go. Lock that guy into position. As you can see, this cavalry division, just with a little bit of artillery on it, does a lot of damage in the early game. Where if you look closely at their infantry divisions, they're just not very good. Let's have a look what this consists of. It's just an engineer and infantry. And the engineers aren't going to be really working that effectively anyway, due to the fact they're not having time to entrench. Okay, next focus. We either go for organization, defense on core territory, or motorized are cheaper. Ugh, do I really care that much? Probably not. Once again, these guys are in position. They're trying to move and get back to the front line, but I will deny them. And once again, we have to wiggle the front line here because we're getting pushed back by a few divisions that are deploying on the front. Try and expand the front line here, because one division that falls behind you could encircle you, so you don't want that to happen. I'm kind of tempted just to push out here. Could we do that? Is that going to be doable? Right, so we now can focus on stuff that's going to give more firepower to our infantry. We only got 2 research slots, but my advice to you is go for the soft attack bonuses to make the infantry better. Artillery and horses, so we're just going to primarily focus on that. All right, 3 infantry divisions pushing into the jungle here. Big attack penalties here. Is this doable? It looks like we potentially could win this by a whisker. Difficult because they're a little bit entrenched as well. They've got the engineers. Once again, look for opportunities to move here. You see a gap in the front line. My advice to you is to go for it. One thing you find as Argentina is you have a lot of army XP. Those 2 stacking modifiers make a massive impact. All right, everything's going pretty swimmingly right now, and I'm just going to rush all the victory points. Brazil is a very, very big country. I'm going to be aggressive with them and keep pushing further forward. And it looks like there's an opportunity here to close this front line. One of them backed out because I stopped the attack. And now we're continuing the attack. Yeah, that's good. And what I'm going to do now is make a front line here and go here and tell you guys to be aggressive and just keep pushing. Pushing to all the gaps, and these troops are basically encircled now. Once again, just modifying the divisions, exercising just a little bit, makes a massive difference when it comes down to winning these early battles. So now we've grabbed a lot of the coastline. What you can do is go inland, zoom in, and look for the victory points. It's actually a little bit difficult, actually, because you have to zoom in quite far to actually see the victory points. Like, for instance, you can't see them here, but if you zoom in a little bit here, they suddenly appear. I'm not sure if that's like a glitch. I'm not sure. If you want to know how I'm queuing up attacks, by the way, I hold shift, and it basically makes spaghetti. See the spaghetti? Spaghetti. What you're just basically doing is chaining up the attacks one by one by one. So click on this one here. We are at war, and it'll say how far away from the Brazilians are from capitulating. 88%. So they're pretty close. They're not in a good way right now. And then we can start hitting everyone else in, killing these divisions. See, they've got a new capital city in the jungle there. So I'm going to take advantage of that. Let's see for an opportunity for a cavalry expert. Can't get cavalry leader, though, because he's not level 4 before he can attend the officer corps. But we're working on that. All right, I'm going to go 5 speed now. Keep going. Once again, this game has officially been won. If you're really unsure where you need to go next, just look for the next capital city, and they'll just keep moving the capital to different regions. And there you go, Brazil has popped. I think we're in 1937, and Brazil has been defeated just because he declared war early. And there we go. This is so dumb, but I love it. Okay, so we need to take care of garrisons now. The best way of doing that is to create a new division, and it's going to be a single horse. And change it to the horse, and then we're going to put them on martial law, and then prioritize garrisons just so we don't have to lose a lot of buildings to partisans. And you can see the partisan activity is quite high. And then we're going to queue up now a bunch of mills so we can still make in extra mills. And this is the part of the game where we kind of chill for a little while because there's not a lot to do. I have spotted these level 4 now, so we can get cavalry specialists. So we'll go for that, and then we'll move all our guys back here. And, man, it's 1937, and look at the size of Argentina. Come on, guys, if this isn't worth a like and a subscribe, then nothing is. All right, so we can diversify a little bit now. We don't have to keep focusing on industry. So I'm going to start focusing on stuff that gives us extra attack ability. In this case, support weapons is going to be good. Just give a passive bonus to the amount of damage we can do. To be fair, actually, at the very start of the game, if you wanted an advantage against the Uruguayans and the Brazilians, my advice is go for this one first, and go for this one first, and then focus on industry next. Your industry isn't that big to begin with, so it won't really make much of a difference overall. And remember, those are passive bonuses, meaning those bonuses will affect your army immediately. I think the position I'm in right now, I think I want to minimize losses. I think I might be better off going for local police force. So if you go into occupied territories and click on equipment needs, it's going to drop down from 10,000 to 3,000. Is that what it is? I didn't actually know what the old number was, but the manpower requirements dropped considerably as well. And currently, we're behind on steel production, so we need to up that as well. Once again, squeezing a very small economy as it is to begin with. Usually local police forces building compliance. We're not interested in compliance because later on we're going to call this land, so it's not even going to be a big deal anyway. I went for martial law because that gives you the option to basically suppress this land and it causes very little partisan activity. I think that'll just do for the time being. Okay, the cost is going up astronomically. I'm just keeping an eye on here, the reinforcement costs. And as you can see, the number is going up, not down. That tells me... Oh, we're getting the numbers under control now. Not really. Yeah, I think martial law was the way forward, actually. Yeah, and you can see that the resistance is going down now. Okay, yeah, martial law for the win for the time being, anyway. All right, Mayo. So because we've been making guns using this manufacturer, we've gained enough XP now to gain a trait slot. And this is the best one to go for immediately. Reinforced stocks. Nice. Soft attack for infantry equipment is what they're all about. And then you want to go for production. Then you want to go for defense, reliability, extra soft attack, breakthrough, hard attack and piercing, more breakthrough, and then more hard attack. I do it in that order because it prioritizes soft attack upgrades early. It prioritizes production efficiency bonuses early, which is more guns overall. And it also goes for the ones that increase the cost for equipment later on. So therefore, you don't end up with too many guns early on. Sorry, too few guns early on. But you're prioritizing the upgrades anyway. That makes sense. Okay, where are we at right now? So we have 48% fascism. So we can go for one more focus. So we'll specialize in artillery, which as you can see, we definitely are doing that. Another Mayo upgrade. This is the one for artillery. So we're going to go for production. I'm basically holding shift here and go through the production bonuses. As you go, I'm just clicking through them because I mentally banked which ones are which. The best ones are this one here. This one that reduces production costs and defense and breakthrough. Overall, though, there aren't that many that increase the amount of soft attack because artillery already has a lot of soft attacks. So the game doesn't want to give you too much of that. And there you go. The resistance is coming down and we're getting a tiny bit of compliance as well. The tiniest amount. Okay, specializing the National Heavy Guns Department. Attack and defense is very good. Anti-air construction as well as reduce the cost for anti-air. That's kind of good too. Or towed artillery. Ah, of course, the first one's the best one. You want to hit hard, hit heavy, and that's what we're going to work on. Once again, prioritizing upgrades for our guns and everything. Focus on that now. What is our support? 49%. Yep. And that means we can go for corporatism. So this is going to give us 10% support for fascism. So what's 10 on top of 50? It's 60. And then we can progress down to the national fascism one. We need to go for that one early because it's going to give us cores. And cores means we can get rid of the resistance quicker. Meaning we can get our manpower and tap into our industry a lot quicker. The minute we start coring land, you'll notice a massive improvement to our armed forces. All right, I think what we're going to do is we need to train another 12 of these boyos. I realize we don't have any manpower for that. So I'm just going to train 10 and go for limited conscription. Corporatism is done. Now we have 60% support for fascism. Now we can go for the Union of Fascista. That's the one, because it gives 20% extra attack, which is just ridiculous. What we're going to do is a little bit of a cheeky trick. So right now we've got all of our guns into our garrisons. What I'm going to do, though, is go no garrison. So meaning all the garrisons are disbanded. Then all the equipment go towards our horses. Then when we've got enough to deploy them, we go into here and put it back on martial law. Now that will cause a spike in resistance to go up. It means that we can actually start producing our army and making our armed forces bigger. Because otherwise we're going to have a very dinky small army otherwise. And then deploy them, add them onto your army, exercise them to level 3. I'm also going to put this on medium priority, meaning that equipment to existing reinforcements and garrisons are evenly distributed 50-50, other than just giving everything to garrisons until garrisons are fully prioritized. Do we rush the artillery? Sure, why not? We're focusing quite heavily on it, so why not? Okay, making a little bit of trains, just a few. If we add 1 mil onto trains, we might be able to make enough to keep up the need for trains as we progress. Actually, probably 2. Yeah, we'll go with 2 for now. There we go. We have sided with the fascists. The kind of flavor of fascism we have gone for is going to be Italian fascism. Corporatism for the win. And some of these bonuses you get now are just insane. Look at this one. 15% recruitable manpower and 2 mils. I love the new focus trees the Paradox have done. At least they're giving us nice hefty bonuses. So we've just got the new guns, and I don't want to go for that immediately because remember, we're going to lose production efficiency if we change over to the new guns, even though the new guns are way better. But for right now, I need to just keep the production of guns going, and I'm going to lose basically half of our gun production per day if I change onto a different production line, so I don't want to do that. Argentine nationalism, followed by the War Division, which gives ticking manpower plus 50 for a year. Someone calculate that, guys. I don't think that's much. So it's 50 times 52. Okay, that's not very good. All right, now you've got the option to join the Axis, which gives you nothing other than a membership to the Axis. Or Argentine First, which has loads of awesome bonuses. Okay, you know what we're doing, okay? You know what we're doing. Would you like nothing? Or the mystery box? Of course, let's go for the mystery box. What I'm going to do is rush. Do I want to do that? 43 days more. No, I think I'm going to go for the bonus for the soft attack. We want to focus on stacking as much soft attack as possible. It's a tough decision, this one, because I have to decide between the amount of firepower my divisions have got or the amount of actual divisions I have on the field. It's basically production versus firepower. So I'm a bit of a foreshadow an event here. There's Paraguay ultimatum, and I've got the option to attack Paraguay. So I'm basically moving my troops to this location because that's eventually where we're going to be going anyway. And at the same time, I'm going to do motorized priority. If you don't know what this does, it means any division that's within range of a supply depot will get motorized priority 2 levels, which basically just means trucks are sent to those locations. And as you can see, truck amount is going to drop now from 900 to 400, and you also lose some trains as well. And as you can see, we're just on the cusp of the right number of trains and support equipment. Support equipment? No, that's not right. Motorized. There you go. We'll get it a second time. So if you go F4 now, which is this button up here, supply map mode, and you can see there's 2 levels of motorized here, meaning these regions within these supply depots will have better range. You can actually see the range if you go, let's say, here, and then go here, and you can see the range. And if you press it once and twice, you can see it's increased. It's kind of hard to see with this one, but you can see this region here gets more supply. Not only does it increase the range, but it also increases the amount of supply that can go to each individual province around that supply depot. Does that make sense? Okay, we've got a lot of political power now, and you're probably thinking, Dave, why are you sitting on so much political power? This is super dumb. Partially dumb. Anyway, we're going to go for ground support for our Air Force. These are one of these moments where it will make sense later on. Trust me. Argentina first. Okay, our own path gives some okay bonuses, but not that we need right now. We're going to dominate the South because we have the option at the very bottom to start coring South America. We're going to enhance our horses a little bit by adding on a little bit of artillery as well. We'll go for ground-based artillery, but we can upgrade that to motorized later on. Because that's a small change to the division, we're going to exercise that to level 3 by holding shift and left click on an exercise. And they'll exercise to level 3 and then stop, getting that good 25% girthy attack bonus. Paraguay would like to join our faction. That's not the destiny for Paraguay, I'm afraid. Sorry. Right, we're going to queue up some more mills again. So shift left click here. And that'll do for now, because I don't think this production will catch up to 2 mils in any reasonable amount of time anyway. Dominate the South. You know, go for the Paraguay ultimatum, which gives them the offer to become our puppet if we have good relations, or just conquer them. Yeah, just conquer them. Right, we're banking guns now. Get at least 1,000, and then switch out to the new model. That's always the best practice, but now it needs more steel, so I have to import a little bit more steel. Importing is the name of the game, and that's right, America is supplying our arms industry right now. Thank you, America. Like real life. All right, Paraguay. We're about to declare war on you, and we'll do that immediately. Boom, off you go. Go, be aggressive, off you go. Paraguay is a difficult nation to invade because it's all jungles, and the capital's in the jungle too. My advice to you is just move forward into all the gaps, get encirclement on them, and push in, and then you'll do just fine. The issue is if you attack from one corner, one angle, you will not get a good surround on the capital and not take them out. And sometimes you might end up in a situation where you can't take them out. Anyway, we're going to go for the Chilean ultimatum here. Don't go for reach out to Chile. It's just an opportunity to make them a puppet, but they give them some of your land. Give away our land? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not happening. Nope. And as you can see, we squeeze into them, push into them really quickly, and do some decent amount of damage. They have a defensive advantage, actually. It's called Riverboat Navy or something. No. Oh, it's here. It's so small. River Navy. 20% defense on core territory. That's insane. That's so cool, but it's insane. And I guess we have to take the entirety of Paraguay. Yep, it does look like it. The last standing as well, and the last city. And they're gone. Do we get their navy? There is no navy because they're landlocked. But they have a river navy, apparently. All right, all the boys go on this front line. Deploy the remaining horses. You need 24 divisions to do this, because if you don't, you're going to be in a pickle, because you're going to find yourself not be able to take the full front, because Chile is a long boy. So if you look here on production, there's an opportunity to upgrade our guns. We have only recently done that. Do I want to do it again? Yeah, let's do it. We're upgrading our guns at 1,000 miles an hour here, and that gives us a lot of soft attack to our division, so I think it's definitely worth it. We're going to attack immediately. Ultimatum. Oh, they accept the ultimatum, and they become the vanguard of Chile. Okay, the last game they didn't do that. So they are our puppet. Okay, that's something we can work on for later. And now we have the option, the South American Unity. This will change the name of our country, and it will basically give us the option to core states inside of South America, and that is why we've been banking political power. You think Dave's being stupid and like, what are you doing, Dave? Banking political power. You're not going to use it? No, trust me, we are going to use it. So there is a supply depot here that isn't connected to a railway. So what I'm going to do is click here and attach it to here, and this is super important that we build this right now. Fortunately, we don't really have much of an industry though. Anyway, Bolivia, move your troops over. Off you go. We're going to attack through Chile. Yeah, probably should, because the capital's right there. I'm going to go for some working conditions too to boost that stability. I don't think there are any other advisors we need right now. Prince of Terror could be useful. South American Unity, and here we go. Boom. And now we have the option to core land. So here's my advice. Go across the coast and basically core all the coastline. You want to spend all of your political power, because this does two things. It costs 75 political power, but it also reduces your political power gain by 15% overall. So you just want to spend it, because there's just no point holding on to it for the short term. I think that's it. Is that all the... I guess we get a little bit of land inside of Paraguay and maybe a bit of Uruguay. But look at that. Half of them are core. That's insane. As you can see, now we're losing political power. We're going to justify in Bolivia, but we can't do that at the time being. I think what I'm going to do is hold shift and drag out this front line to here. Move everyone back so they're in supply, then exercise to level 3. If you're exercising in a slow supply region, it causes you not to gain much XP, so it's kind of pointless. Now, the political part of the focus tree is technically done now, but you need research slots desperately. And also, you could probably fix some of the issues inside of your country too. For instance, no, not really. No, don't fix your problems. You have no problems. You're perfect. Feedback loves you. I think we're going to go for the Air Force one, because once again, I am going to need a little bit of air XP, which we'll explain later on, okay? Soon, we will explain. The cores are coming, and boom. Manpower has just gone through the roof, and the factories have gone through the roof as well. That's insane. I love this. Now, here's the big downside, and this is a big whoopsie kind of annoying thing. You can never get rid of this. So these are like bandits that operate in Brazil and neglected states. You can't get rid of them because these are Brazilian mechanics. So they're just there permanently. So just be very careful where you build. All right, is it time to build the biggest, most girthiest army? I think it is, actually. So the 18 of you. Yep. And have we built the railway? Almost. We're working on it. Then we can start justifying on Bolivia now. So we're basically going to manually justify on South American nations to start coring them and eating them up. One by one by one. What we're going to focus on now is some of these bonuses down here. Look at this one. Extra defense and attack bonuses. Plus options for Air Force and Special Forces. So we'll take advantage of that now. I think we have to go for tank warfare. Yeah, because I want this 5% extra attack. 5% extra factory output, sorry. A war in Europe. Nothing new there. Germany would like rights to access our docks. You know what? I'm going to say yes. Because that's going to make the German Navy just a little bit stronger. And controlling the South Atlantic. Right, the final railway is connected. And then we can extend the front line now. Oh, all the way around. Got another army now, and we're going to exercise that to level 3. I always press V to do area defense to spread them out, because otherwise if they're stacked in one location, they'll have supply problems, and therefore you're more likely to lose equipment when you shouldn't be. Create another 32 divisions. Yes! Going to maneuver our production around now. If you want to get an idea of how many mills you have to assign, go into logistics, hover over the deficit, so 86 days. Or this one, 335 days. So clearly what we need the most of is raw guns right now. I think because we're having less issues with supply and garrisons, what I'm going to do is go on to local police force. And that'll give us some of the guns back. Because eventually we're going to core all this land anyway. We'll core some of the more internal territory now. So we'll go for this one, this one, this one. Once again, some of the Amazon is the less valuable land. So I don't really care too much about that, I suppose. Now, the Amazon literally has no land unless you're Brazil and you start to develop it yourself. Okay, there's another option to gain political power here. I forgot about this one. State serves the military, gives you 10% political power over time. So now we are gaining 1.04 political power per day. Okay, that's not very high. Oh, it's because we're coring. Can you see that? Integrating territories. So you lose political power per day. It's strange that it costs an amount of political power, but then also ticking political power. It requires a bit of both. Okay, so if you want to check on how far your justification is complete, right-click on Bolivia, cancel justification, click on it, and you can see we're 92% towards completion. Or you can just hover over it here, and it'll say expected to finish on the 18th of January. So we're like 2 weeks away. Special Forces! Yes! I would like a bit of Special Forces. I realized too, actually, Special Forces aren't really helpful right now. What I actually need is research slots. So if you want to find research slots, click on the research here. And usually, it summarizes it quite easily. So we've got technical schools on the left here. Or we've got the fascist researchers here. I think this is the quickest one to get to, so we'll do this one now. Yeah. Justification complete. Put everyone on aggressive, meaning that they'll always find an opportunity to attack. So it's this one. And then just attack immediately. And I think we'll bring Chile into the war. I'm nervous of bringing Chile in sometimes, because it can result in situations where they'll join a faction. I think it's less likely to happen now, the way they've changed the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine now isn't a guarantee system. They've changed it. And I'm just going to grab all the victory points. And man, they did not put up a fight. Because we brought Chile into that war, they had some participation. And that's why I couldn't take it all in one whole amount. Okay, so I'm going to select my field marshal here. Z for front line. I'm going to shift left click to make a field marshal front line. Then X and go here. And everyone's going to move over. So this has access to supply. That's good. That has supply as well. And you guys aren't assigned, but I'm going to hold control and click. And then they're going to move over. Yes. Now we've got several armies worth. I'm going to be totally fair with you. Peru is a bit of a nightmare to attack sometimes. And I'm a little bit concerned we might not have enough firepower to break them. I think what I might do is add on an extra artillery. You can see supplies here is getting a little bit tight. So for every level of railway that comes into this region, it will add additional 5 supply to the bottleneck. So right now it's 15, but we're going over to 18, so we're having supply problems. So what I'm going to do is click it once, and that means build these 2 railways. And that should issue and deal with that bottleneck. I can press it again to go a little bit higher, and it'll also supply more supply to that region as well. Anyway, are we justifying on Peru? No, we are now. 85 days. Okay, so we're upping the amounts now. 2, and then 1. And it's not actually increased. We'll do it again, and then again. When you think you understand the game, but you actually really don't. The supply is coming from around here. It might be taking... No, it's going around the Amazon to here, then to here, and then into my capital. Oh, they're not connected, that's why. Ah, okay, that explains it. So I'll explain this really quickly. So all supply comes from your capital, which is this case, my capital's here. But, as you can see closely here, there isn't actually a connection to this railway line that goes and loops into the Amazon, comes to here. It actually takes a river route. A river route is the equivalent of one railway. So what I'm going to do is build up this railway by connecting the Uruguay-Brazil line. And then, if I go here, it should increase all the other amounts, but it's actually not. Okay, just do that to me. Just do that to me, okay? Anyway, so if you want to do it manually, you can see this is level 2. So we're going to make that 3. Then we'll up that to 3 as well. 3, 3, 3, to 3, 3, 3, following it along. And this one's already 3, I think. Of course, there's lots of railways to build, but they're all kind of low-level ones, so they should build fairly quickly. And what I'll do is just cancel my steel imports for the time being. And therefore, we gain a big boost to our industry, because every time you import something, you lose 1 civilian factory. Okay, we gained a bunch of divisions here. These are ones that were given to us by our focus. If we change them over, will they still have good XP? Yeah, not too bad. Cancel a few of these off, so we've got 323 armies. Focus on prioritizing the main front line. Okay, we've max XP at the minute, so we need to spend it. So we're going to go for political loyalty for the stability. And victory or death? Sure. I guess I could go for doctrines, but I'm kind of like, I haven't quite decided in my mind yet what doctrine I want to go for. I suppose superior firepower would be kind of cool. But then horses, which is kind of more mobile warfare, isn't it? Yeah, but it's not. A lot of them don't give bonuses to horses, do they? No. I guess it would be superior firepower, wouldn't it? But then a part of me also wants to do something a bit different, you know? Okay, we're going to go for this one too. Branch of the Independent Spirit, which just gives ticking air XP. Honestly, this one, the more I think about it, the more I realize it doesn't give that enough to make it worthwhile, but we're going to go for it anyway. There we go. The bottleneck's been increased, because I mentioned before, and we're increasing the levels up. So it's now gone from base of 15 bottleneck up to the 20 amount. We'll exercise these to level 3. Justification is complete. I'm still going to try and focus on getting the extra research slot here, because now I'm going to focus on planes. I know it's like one of those too little too late moments, but we're going to go for planes. We're going to go for range improvements, and then we'll also go in for the better planes overall. Also, I realize I'm going to go for war economy as well, because I'm not on war economy. Again, access to more of my industry. And plus, we can import the steel again now, because to keep our production going of all the other equipments. We need a bit more artillery. We can focus on that. We have an improvement for the Mayo, giving extra soft attacks. I'll take that. And I think we're good to attack now. 3, 2, 1. Go, attack, be aggressive. Off you go. Kind of want to bring Chile into this. Yeah, I do. Chile would like to send us some artillery. Why not? See, right now they're using last stand, but that might hurt them in the long run. Now, we've got a break in the front line here, so we want to take advantage of that by pushing into this front. And what I'm just doing is grabbing a few divisions, hold shift and right clicking and moving into this gap. Because I want to try and find holes in the front line. And if we imagine to make little breaks in the front line, it's going to go a long way. There is a gap in the north, by the way, that I've ignored, but I don't really care too much about it because it's the Amazon. The Vanguard Chile announces naval expansion, removes his legacy of the arms race. So it looks like if one of the 3 nations that have the arms race remove it, all 3 nations remove it. Okay, do you know what? I think I've changed my opinion on that. That actually is kind of cool. I like that. So as we're pushing further forward here, supplies looking okay. I guess what I could do is try and connect up these railway lines. Okay, this is actually going quite smoothly. Remember, when you make breaks in the front line and you can see a gap, just make sure you run into them really quickly. And capture those victory points, capture those supply depots, and you'll be in a good position. Production increase. Sure. I'm gonna exercise you guys. Max XP again. I told you gain lots of XP as Argentina. It's insane. All right, make a decision. What we're going to go for. I want to play safe. So I think we're going to go for Grand Battle Plan. Hey, we actually have a Grand Battle Plan theorist as well. That was a big waste of XP. Central Bank Guy reduces consumer goods. Sure. And then we just go all the way down. Going to focus more on planes now. So going to get the chassis for the planes, get the machine guns. Just once again, we want to build as much air superiority as possible. Okay, I think we've gone a little bit too hardcore on the artillery here, so I'm going to dial back the artillery just a tiny little bit, because we want to just initially make that initial break, and we've got the break now, so I'm happy. Once again, the hard part of Peru is they have so many mountains, and horses in mountains aren't very good, so, well, you're learning something new. Might be pretty blatantly obvious, actually, that horses aren't very good in mountains. So I'm just going to hold out for the time being, go staff office plan, build planning bonus up again, Control B, get everyone to the front line. And then 3, 2, 1, and boom, off you go. I think we're in a decent position here. Can we break their capital? Once again, Lima is such a difficult capital to break. It is an absolute nightmare. Might be able to break this one in the north, though. Okay, this is a problem you run into, and I've run into it a little bit earlier than I expected I would. So, let's make some planes. We're going to go for the most rubbish plane possible to begin with, but we'll put it on auto upgrade. I also realize I probably want to go for fuel tanks and drop tanks. So this gives additional range, and this is something we'll take advantage of later on. Okay, right. And I also want to make transport planes as well, which will make more sense later on. I told you we're going to do some different stuff today. I'm going to play a little bit differently than we normally would. We are making gains on them, but oh my goodness, it's incredibly slow. I'm going to slow down just a little bit here. Hold ground, build planning bonus again, and then re-attack when needed to. Go here, yes. The option to add bigger machine guns, so we'll take advantage of that. Not so much not enough thrust. Okay, we're going to leave it on the existing machine guns in that case. There was not enough weight, so we need to basically go for the bigger engines. To keep the industry going, we're going to have to import the resources required. So what's happened here is I've run into a situation where we've got a capital mountain that's just borderline impossible to break. I'm also going to delete this extra army because I need the equipment to flood into this army. I could probably exercise this army in the same time as well, just to get them prepared, built for another offensive. Okay, so this one's done, but we don't want to worry about this for now because we need to focus on getting paratroopers. I'm about to show you a little paratrooping trick that is really good at breaking entrenched positions. Do we build an airport here? No, this will be fine. So the best region to core are the ones that were like capital regions of the nations you've just conquered. Once again, not the Amazon. Ignore the Amazon. You see this little arrow here? Right, this is a Mayo upgrade. So if you go into here and click on it, you can see what it is. And it's extra reliability. I think I'll take it. Just costs you a little bit of army XP. I also forgot about this too. So when you invite foreign advisors, you can get a bunch of bonuses. So right now, I've got the option for American military advisors, giving you artillery attack, organization speed from Japanese. I'll take that one. Germans give extra armor attack. Okay, I don't need that. Italian defense on core territory, but it gives a grand battle plan doctrine. So that's really good. An extra division organization 5%. Some of the bonuses you get are absolutely insane. And these ones just cost command power. So I'm like, why do I not select these? Once again, I love it when things cost command power. Command power is like the resource that's just forgotten about. The beauty of this focus, by the way, is you can see this. It says add technology. It just gives you the technology for free. It doesn't give you a bonus to research it. It just gives you it for free. Right, our industry right now is girthy. So what I'm going to do now is focus on making civs. Civilian factories is where we're going to go from here. Because right now our industry is also super girthy. We don't need to make any more mills. We need some civs. All right, another plane. Can we make this plane? Yes, we can. Spit it out. I really don't like this model of this plane. Can we go for a different one? Yeah, that's a good one. We need a bit more aluminium. We do have a lot of aluminium in South America, but sadly, it's all here. Allies. Hogging that aluminium. You're going to focus a little bit on the transport planes, just a little bit more than usual. We need at least 50 of them. Improve the plane too. Bigger engine. Bigger engine means you can put bigger machine guns on it. Bigger machine guns. Bigger machine guns. Exceeds the thrust. Can we take one of them off? No. Can we add a slightly smaller one? If you hover over it, you can actually see the thrust and the weight. 16 of 16. That's perfect. Oh, I hate that model. Stop using that model. Then we import the rubber. Then we import the aluminium. Deploy the planes. All the planes. Paratroopers is just unlocked, so we can research paratroopers immediately. Start training them immediately. And I'll finish off by going for technical skills for that +1 research slot. All the planes go to this location. We'll merge them up. Chile would like to give us Lend-Lease for fighters. Okay. Air superiority, close air support. Everyone in position. Realize probably should build up this airbase. I did think that was going to be an issue, so take care of that now. All right. Paratroopers. We don't do this very often, do we? But I discovered that these are really OP. So paratroopers is the first one we're going to go for. This gives extra soft attack and orc, which is nice. But this is the real key one. This one. Combat insertion. So enemy divisions in the state we paradrop into will have their current organization reduce. This is eye-wateringly OP, but it feels like it's a perfect mechanic that always should have been in Hearts of Iron 4. What it basically just means is that if I paradrop into this location whilst it's currently being attacked, it just basically means that the divisions here actively fighting this region will take an orc hit whenever they land, and we just drop them and chain drop them over and over and over again, and eventually do some pretty intense damage. And that is the plan. Just need to wait for these paratroopers to finish now. I think for the time being, I want to try and produce as many transport planes as possible, so I'm just going to import a bunch of rubber, put all my mills onto it, and get those transport planes out. I didn't expect myself to be doing this early, actually. I was expecting to do this later on when I get into the north. I kind of feel like I'm a little bit behind, to be honest with you. I don't really feel as well equipped as I have in the previous games. So believe you only need a minimum of 50 transport planes to start doing power drops. So what we'll do is deploy these guys now, assign them to a general, pop them under the field marshal, get them to the front line. Okay, and then we execute the attack. We're going to put them on aggressive and activate. You guys need to be pushing into the capital. So I'm just going to press H and then right click to pause them. Then I'm going to select one paratrooper, do a power drop, directly here and then activate it. Go 3 speed, and the power drop was executed. That's good. So what I need to do now is just keep doing new ones, assigning new ones over and over and over again. Another one, and then another one. So what I'm doing here, I'll just slow it down a little bit. Looking for the ones with the exclamation marks so they don't have orders, and then basically assign them to the power drop and doing the one by one, and then Lima has fallen, and there you go. God, that was just a perfect example of what I wanted to show. Boom, done. This is mine. That it's just land that is inaccessible, and we'll take the Navy for Peru. Man, that could have not gone any better. That was beautiful. Anyway, Ecuador, you're next. Technical schools. So now we need to get air superiority. To gain air superiority, we need to improve our planes as much as possible. Hence the reason why I'm going for all these airplane base upgrades. All right, technical schools is done now. Now we need to go for the one that gives us a spy network. I think it's this one. Yeah, this gives a free spy network, gives you a free upgrade, and it gives you +2 operative slots. It is so OP for 35 days. You get so much for your money, so much bang for your buck. And we don't need nowhere near as many transport planes now. Nowhere near as many. We'll pop you there, and readjust the productions. We don't need to import that much. It'd be nice if there was just a button that just did this for you, wouldn't it? That'd be kind of cool. Because otherwise, you don't want to be importing resources you're not actually going to be needing. Because every single one costs you 1 civilian factory. And that is not a good use of your money. Don't have an airport in range in here unless we grab that airport. I guess what we could do is just move everyone right here. And then when we grab this airport, I could do a power drop onto the capital. Yeah, why not? It's a bit difficult, though, because they're in this northern South American air zone. The north-south. I don't think it's going to be possible because we're not going to get enough air superiority. So what we could also focus on, that I always forget about, is rangers as well. Because rangers give us extra attack into mountains. Yep, we'll do that. The first 3, and then pop that on to the horses. By the way, we are using horses, by the way, to attack into mountains, which is really a bad idea. But this gives us extra a little bit of attack bonus for them again. It kind of balances things out. I don't think we have support equipment. We don't. Okay, so we've added rangers on that we can't even use. It's really important you stay on your upgrades for your planes because you want to make sure they've got the max amount of firepower. So right now we can add on the big machine guns. And we've got the best weight to ratio there. As you can see, I'm focusing on speed though. So I'm focused on range here because once again, South America is a really bad place to be operating your planes. So getting that max air efficiency is really important. Speaking of cores, oh yeah, these regions. I believe you've got a core as well. It also means you gain more supply in that region, but I could be wrong actually. When you improve the airframe for your planes too, you also get an extra slot, but just be aware of the weight. Because what I'd love to do here is add on some more defense. We need to go for survivability studies to do that. Ecuador's next. We'll start justifying Colombia immediately. We have the option to go into the jungles here. Give it a shot, why not? Survivability studies is ready now, so we have the option to improve our plane a little bit. I think what we do is add on self-sealing. And that gives it just a little bit more well-roundness for defense, but it does have a massive rubber cost, so just be aware of that. I wonder if we can do this. So we move all of our planes from here into this region. Oh, we don't got the range for it. So look, we can't get air superiority to do a naval, power drop into that location. So it doesn't even matter anyway. We might have an option for Colombia, though, if we drop from this location. I don't know. Once again, I'm not a big fan of paratroopers. The only one instance now that I really like them is that new little OP thing you can do if you completely bogged in and you just need to break a stalemate, which is really useful for the north, and you'll find out why when I show you that. Okay, right now we're having supply nightmares. So what you do here is you build a railway across the coastline, grabbing all the naval dockyards, or naval bases, shall I say. There you go. Move that to the top. And therefore, then I can fix all these naval problems and not having to keep using convoys. Probably take advantage of the spies that we've got as well. Spies will be useful to break the allies, but not so much for everyone else. So, officer corps for the Air Force are useful. So, centralized control for the range. And then also air crew surveys. Because eventually we'll have to take advantage of the doctrines. Otherwise, we'll not be able to have a good amount of stats in combat to take on the allies. Spoiler, we're taking on the allies. Big spoils. There's a few interesting upgrades here for the paratroopers. I'm just not really sure if I want to take advantage of them. And the extra soft attack and breakthrough is kind of cool, but not sure if I want that. Some of these bonuses are freebies though, so I'm going to go for those. Making the paratroopers a little bit stronger. See if I can make them a bit more girthy. And on rangers and maybe the anti-air. Once again, I always see Paratroopers is kind of a suicide mission, so I don't usually focus that heavily on them. But yeah, well, this one time, why not? Colombia, you're next, and then Venezuela right after them. This should be a cakewalk. The amount of firepower we've got now, as well as the Air Force as well. Let's have a look at the range. Yeah, I said to you, range is always an issue in South America. It always has been. Up goes Colombia. Once again, just shift right clicking in where you want them to go. Okay, we do the full power drop now. I'm going to go air superiority in this region. Big airport to the north. At the same time, move everyone here. And then we'll start doing power drops directly into Venezuela. Okay, I want to annex Chile at some point. So we'll finish off these factories and then just build throughout the entirety of Chile. This lowers their autonomy. Then we can start to integrate them by using our political power. All right, Air Force. So the best way of doing this without causing glitches and problems is see how many transport planes you've got, which we've got 100. That means we can power drop 2 whole divisions in one go. If we select just 2 and go on the capital, will that be enough? I'm actually not sure. Then we can do another one. Oh, we can't go any further. The best places to land the ones that are actual ports, so we'll just do that one now. All right, Venezuela, power drop. Why won't it go? Oh, there we go, we landed. And we just defeat them immediately. Yeah, it looks like it. Then we send another 2. Yeah, another 2. And then another 2. Yeah, another 2. And boom, we've kicked them out of their own capital city. And then we spread you boys out. You have to spread out, otherwise you're going to get encircled within your own region. And then we've connected the front lines up here, so it's all looking pretty swell. And I guess what we could do is maybe do another power drop right onto here. Remember, you can only send 2 at a time because we've only got 100 transports. Remember, it's 50 transports per division, regardless of the size of the division, which is insane when you think about it. And then another one, and pop. I guess there's another airbase here, so what I could do is move the transports over. Where's the transports? There. Move them to here. And then you can do another power drop. Once again, I don't usually do this because I think this is really fiddly. I think it requires too many clicks. I think that's the problem. We'll have 2 of you guys. Power drop from here to here. And there we go, another power drop. Kind of seems kind of pointless, really, but... Oh, no, it isn't pointless. They capped them. Never mind. It is worth. And that is South America. Technically, Panama, part of it is in South America, right? Yeah, sure. Sending the paratroopers. Probably could do with another army, so we'll make another one. Probably could do with making it a little bit more stronger by adding on the artillery. What if I wanted to add it on to motorized artillery? Good for the speed, though, wouldn't it? Of course, we need more motorized now. Don't need to worry about artillery, but there is a Mayo upgrade. We'll take the breakthrough. No, it's not worth it for breakthrough. The artillery haven't got much breakthrough to begin with, have they? Yeah, so it increases it from 7 to 7.7. Is that, am I understanding that correctly? Maybe. I don't know. Regardless, we've added it on anyway. It's done now. What is done is done. Another opportunity to improve my plane. I can do that by adding some light machine guns on. I'm also going to upgrade some of the old designs that we've got. Need to import a little bit more rubber, a little bit less aluminium, a bit more steel. And we have also got the option now to start coring some of this real estate, all the coastal territories as usual. To put some spies into America here, because technically they're going to be the end boss, aren't they? So I've spotted a few bonuses here for the Air Force that might be quite useful. Air superiority, deception, agility, more agility here. Agility is your ability to win dogfights, so we're going to try and stack as much of that as we can. Panama versus the paratroopers that are going to walk. Looks pretty easy to me. And that is Panama taken. Panama is very difficult to take from the other side. This side. But the east side is very easy because that's where all the victory points are. So, here we are. This is an interesting position to be in. This is a very interesting position to be in. Coring a little bit of the Amazon. I was eventually going to do it anyway. This is an interesting spot to be in. So, we're going to kick out another 2 armies. 1 and then 2. There's an opportunity here to save a lot of resources. And you know what? And there's a part of me deep down inside that says, I'm really curious to see what difference this is going to make. So our artillery and our infantry design are now our level 6, meaning we can select a policy. And I'll be honest with you, the options are kind of limited, but this is the one we want. Vertical integration, which reduces our resource need by 10% for all the production made by this Mayo. So we'll do that for both. There is a however, because if you do incur a penalty for lack of resources, that amount is increased 10% more. I always think this is really hard to get your mind around. So if you have the resources, it requires 10% less. However, if you are suffering a penalty, the penalty is 10% more severe. Does that make sense? Anyway, just by doing that, our steel requirement now is... I guess we've saved a little bit of resources there. God, it's not massive though. Because remember, it was just tungsten and steel we were needing for the production of artillery and infantry equipment, so it's not really made much of a difference. Meanwhile, in Europe, Italy has had its boots stolen. Nothing new there. Balkans, naval invasions. The Greeks are holding. Classic bottleneck here. Supply is always a nightmare there. Meanwhile, the Germans are doing okay. I say okay because, you know, things could always change at any moment. But right now, this is usually the threshold of where they get to before things start to go a bit pear-shaped. Do I care about Germany or what they're going to do? Probably not, but we will probably have a big impact on the war overall when we do get involved and just distract the Americans. But we'll see. Anyway, where we are right now, we need to start focusing on some of the more minor nations. So I'm going to take advantage of the paratroopers, and they're going to be my little overseas expedition forces. Just have a look at my navy here. These are all the navies I've stolen in peace conferences. It's insane how much of an awesome navy you can get just by nicking enemy fleets. We actually have a decent navy now. Nothing compared to the Allies, but it's a navy, I guess. Costa Rica, off you go. Next up, Justify, Nicaragua. Oh my goodness, the bouncing back and forth here. And, okay, we can reduce the autonomy of Chile. Should give us access to a few more factories. Oh, it gives us like 15 factories. Ow, wow, wow, that's amazing. And then at the same time, we can keep lowering their autonomy by building inside them. Suppose we can build in some of those high resource regions. Yeah, there, and there. Once again, we're just trying to reduce their autonomy now. I want all of South America. All of it. So there's not really much going on at the moment. I'm just researching stuff. Very gradually declaring wars. I'm not trying to stack my wars here, because otherwise, look, it takes long and it costs more political power. So just do them one by one. It's a little bit tedious, but it is what it is. Got 2 more armies now. We'll assign the generals. What I want to do is see if I can do this focus. The Argentine island sovereignty. I want to see if Britain can give up the Falklands and the South Georgia Islands peacefully. Because I'm not at war with them. However, they are involved in World War II. So I'm just curious to see what impact that has. I know, I'm curious. I want to lend-lease them all my old guns as well. Yeah, you can have all my old weapons. Send them to Germany. I just want to make Germany survive a little bit longer. And usually what happens with Germany is when they get to this point, they start to run out of guns and manpower. So I give them a few guns. I might keep them going just for a little bit longer. All right, next. And then next. I've reached the point now that I've gained so much compliance and resistance is so low, it kind of just seems kind of pointless coring these regions. Most of them don't even have factories anyway. It actually is a net loss to core these regions. Because look, even the state modifiers here are so high. What would be the point? Because I'm not Brazil. I can't get rid of them. Focus on air. Air warfare doctrine. And then do the air stuff. I think we're going to go down the strategic destruction. Yeah, ground support, naval, air superiority. And that's the main one, the agility bonus. The air superiority stuff's pretty good too. I suppose at the same time I could focus on special forces, I guess. Left side's pretty good. Extra soft attack and attack for special forces is... Look at all the medals these guys have got. 2 for him. 2, 2, 1. 2, 1, 1, 1. There's one that had like 4. Yeah, this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Involved in the power drop into Lima. He got 2 medals for the same job. Oh, he took part in it and he was successful. This one is for Venezuela. Another Venezuelan one. And then for taking the capital of Costa Rica. That's insane. Okay, Argentine island sovereignty unlocks the option for negotiations with the United Kingdom. As long as we're not involved in a large-scale war, we can negotiate with Britain. Do I have to improve relations with them? Oh, they really hate us. Nah, let's just do it anyway. Why not? We make a collaboration state inside of America? Yeah, why not? So what this does is it reduces the surrender limit. And when we annex the United States, if we annex the United States, it gives us automatic compliance. We can only core South America as well, so it's just these 3 states and maybe these islands as well. The option to get a mile policy for my aircraft. What can I do? Speed is okay. Production efficiency. I think it's the agility is the win. Yeah. Stacking agility. We want quality fighters. I think the best quality ones we can get for the win. Yeah, +5 agility. Agility is now 55. Is that high? I don't know. I could probably save a little bit of weight by taking off a few things because that increases agility. If I was to remove everything off this, apart from the machine guns, the agility goes up to 62, so an extra +10. Nah, it's not worth it. The stats are better overall. Now they've gone for neutrality focus. Honduras. We're saying that right? And this is why this justification's taking longer. Next up, Guatemala. If I know correctly, I think Guatemala ends up joining the Allies earlier. Oh no, they're not this time. They're not this time. Justify. And Honduras has joined the Allies at the very last second, but will we be able to cap them? And for some reason, all of the Axis are involved in this peace conference. This is so bugged. This is so bugged. No one now has the ability to take them, but even though I did all the contribution, come on, really? Oh, Paradox, I think I found a bug. No, I'm not getting any more score, so no one can actually take this. Can I take their ships? No, you puppet them? No. So it's going to be a white piece, this. It's a white piece. Am I at war with the Axis or the Allies? No. But I took their navy. Wow, they had a big navy. So many destroyers. Nice. If I was to justify them, and again, 195 days. Oh, it's because I'm justifying Guatemala. Oh, I could still do it, though. All right, need to make a decision now. Are we going to upgrade to the big boy club? I think so. Yeah, another 24 divisions. Argentine island sovereignty. So does this unlock negotiations? So you need to... So I need to control the Falklands and the South Georgia Islands. This is not the way I thought this would work. The focus has given me cores on the islands, though, which is kind of cool. However, the way it works is you're meant to declare on them before World War II begins, and therefore they have the option to peace out with Britain and take the islands with you. There's like a lot of effort, though, just to take these islands, isn't it? Is it really worth it, Argentina? That's the point I'm getting out. Is all the effort worth it for these two crappy old islands? Is it, though? Is it, though? I don't know. That is the big question. I love this one. Dig in deeper into Paraguay for more oil. Should we do it? Yeah, dig deeper. Gains plus 16 oil. The question I've got is, when is it even possible to do this? Because this is so far down the focus tree. If you're playing an historical, you're never going to get the opportunity to do this. So when is that doable? That's a good question. Got the option to get a little bit of steel here and aluminium. I think I'm going to take it because right now I'm having a bit of a drought. So, supply. We build ports here to push into these regions. So, this is an annoying war to do, but it's got to be done. So first of all, first army is going to go here. We're going to split off the second army, and the second army is going to go here. By the way, I'm doing this all with hotkeys, so it's Z, X, and S, split, front line, and attack order. So you guys are going to move over. Next one's going to go here, one here, and then another one here. Once again, X, front line, S to split. There you go. So one army here. Then the third army is going to go here. But then 3 divisions are going to go here just to pin this location. And I'm nervous that supply here is going to be dog rubbish. I'm going to basically make a railroad, basically connecting the north. And then run it across all the way. And then connect it all nicely up. So initially what's going to happen is we're going to run out of aluminium, probably run out of rubber as well. I guess we could build infrastructure in these regions to get a little bit more. It's not a lot, but it's something, I guess. It's something to think about. Then we've got an extra army here, and then we've got the paratroopers. And the paratroopers are what we're going to need in an emergency if we can't break these islands and these locations, but that's what we'll do anyway. And then we might build an airport here just to get air superiority in this region. And that should be it. And then we've got 2 reserve armies to potentially use. We might get naval invaders, so those extra armies are going to come in handy. And I think we're in a really good spot here. I feel fairly confident. Now, our Air Force right now is very chunky as well. We have a total of 4,000 fighters. I feel like I've slightly overinvested. However, the production of that's going to drop considerably because we're going to run out of rubber and aluminium. But we do have the ability to declare on Britain immediately. Oh, do I just do that? Do I not even wait for the Honduras thing? Well, the Honduras thing has cancelled. Is it due to the fact that we've got a truce with them? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to spread out one of my armies here across the coastline just to prevent naval invasions. If we get a naval edge, it's just going to be an absolute nightmare, so I just don't want it to happen. So we specifically say, defense the coastline. 12 divisions. Yeah, off you go. Then we've got the paratroopers, which will pop into position now. The thing to wait for now is the airports, the railroads, and the dock. It's a bit rubbish that I've got max excavation tech. Number 5, but the only thing I can pull resources from is the oil in Paraguay. Oh, that's really rubbish. I wish there was more locations I pull resources. The big resources you need in South America are steel. Yeah, steel's like the number 1. There's a decent amount of rubber, limited tungsten, almost unlimited oil too. But yeah, just barely any steel. All right, everyone's going to be on aggressive. And I think this is going to be ready to go. Yeah, we're just going to go. We're going to go. Let's go. Off we go. Move you guys into position. Gain some air superiority. What difference does this make? Reducing their defense by 3%. You know what? That's not a massive number, but you know what? I'll take it. We're going to push into America. Maybe the Netherlands. Oh, we're not at war with anyone else yet. Because they've not all joined. Okay. But now they're still going to start joining now. And then we might need to use the paratroopers in the right locations. So they're pushing in here and they're not being able to break it. Obviously, because the penalty is like 99%. But we have a secret trick up our sleeves. And that is the paratrooper. So half of the planes fly over to here. Air superiority. That's right. And then we get the transports. You guys go here. Then the paratroopers. See, this is very click intensive. This is the reason why I don't use paratroopers very often. This is going to be the catchphrase of this video. Dave doesn't use these very often. Oh, really? You don't say, Dave. Anyway, paratrop. Boom. They're landed. Another 2. Another 2. Another 2. And every time we land, we just basically de-org them. Nice. That's 1 down. Okay, America's not joined this war yet. And they're the big daddy here, to be fair. They are the super big daddy. They're going to affect basically the outcome of this conflict. I've noticed that these aren't connected by railway. We're using supply. I don't want to do that. So hence the reason why I'm continuing to push in here. You guys are going to push into here. Keep going, lads. Keep going. Make sure you can focus all your attack onto one location because the combat width will be wider. And therefore I'll be able to do overall more damage. You can build the airbase up to maximum here. Now the reason why I built the airbase here is I know that the airbase will be located in this region. Now if I build it here, the airbase could be in the corner here, it could be on this side. You don't have any choice of whether the airbase actually is, so that's the reason why I tend to avoid that. So as you can see throughout the game here, we've not really gone on anything really complex or advanced. We've just gone for all the basic stuff. Like basic artillery, basic stuff, not gone for tanks. Could go on recon a little bit because we've got rangers to take advantage of a little bit of recon bonus. I suppose that's something. Objective is to push into here as much as possible, as much firepower. If you grab all 3 ports here, you've got it. And I think we've got it. Yeah, we've got it. And then you just push here. You guys push into the north here. Keep pushing. Once again, it's all about grabbing the ports. That's all I really care about. All the rest of the land is kind of useless to me. Yep, you guys go here. It's a lot of divisions here, though. If we pin them in, we can eventually do some damage. Railways. America's still not joined the war. That means the Panama Canal, as well as these islands, are still occupied by America. What I'm going to do is grab all of you and attach them onto you. Yeah, attach them onto you. And then they'll automatically move over and find an airbase nearby to concentrate all the firepower. We've got 3,000 planes here now, so the impact we're having is reducing their defense by 27%. That's huge. Big engines. Oh, we've got the most state-of-the-art fighter now. Working on radar because reasons. Still haven't declared on America, though. But you're going to have to manually justify them. It looks like it. 10 days? Yeah, let's do it. Right now, we're a bit of a roadblock here. We can't get any further forward. We might have to paradrop onto this location. Once again, as I said to you, paradrops are just so crucial in these scenarios. So, transports are here. And I want all of you guys to go to that location. Yeah, off you go. Stop attacking, guys. We can't break that. Honduras has capitulated. Oh, okay. I guess they joined the war. They joined before the Americans joined. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. I think we might want to take out El Salvador. Everyone loves El Salvador. They're the favorite #1 meme nation in Hearts of Iron 4. Why? Because they always make a lot of divisions, even though they're like a tiny... very small nation. Queuing up some buildings here so I don't forget about it. There's just no point losing resources. I guess I could still stack all these cities inside of Chile because they've got more building slots now. Yeah, go for that. Just seen a justification's just complete. Who was that on? Oh, America. Right. Oh, and America's joined the war now. So it doesn't even matter. So we've grabbed the Panama Canal. We've grabbed the islands. God, we're in a really good state right now. Everything's occupied. You can get bogged down in these regions here, and it just causes a lot of problems. So it's just nice that we didn't have to worry about that. All right, is it time for the paratroopers? I think it is. We're getting everyone into position. Full air superiority. I'm going to rescue one of my spies. Built a single collaboration state against America. I suppose that's kind of cool. All right, we're in position, and we're going to do the paradrop from here onto here. Too many divisions for now, so we'll assign all of them. Wait for them to gain a little bit of org. El Salvador would like to join my faction. That's kind of funny. Just as we start justifying them, though. Do we want to do that? No, let's not do that. That's just dumb. No, let's not do that. So attack into here, attack into here. It actually looks like we're winning, but that might not continue because of the way it's calculated in game. Then we do a power drop. Can we do it? We've assigned 3 divisions. Okay, we've assigned to 1 too many. Remember, you can only drop 1 division with 50 transports. Good. And then another one. And you just keep doing this over and over again. Oh, I actually get a lot bit of a buzz from this. Getting a little bit of a buzz from this. We're stacking them over and over again. And there we go. We took you. And now they've been broken and pushed out. See, before the invention of the new paratrooper thing, you'd never be able to do that. That's just insane. And do we get to core this territory? Oh, we don't. Maybe we have to be at peace. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. We don't. Oh, we can't even core this as well. Yeah, you must have to be at peace. Okay, fair enough. Right. So I'm going to expand the garrisons in these regions. Make sure we're covering this northern bit. Because they're the bits, if they naval invade onto us, they're going to cause us a lot of problems. And we don't want problems right now. I'm going to put you as a garrison on a separate theater. So right now I've run out of steel because there's nowhere to get it from. We could get it from Vichy, France. Oh, we don't need aluminium anymore because look at all the aluminium we've got now. The problem right now is we have basically no steel. We have to import that. And if they intercept these trade routes, which they will, that's going to cause a lot of problems. So that's something we're going to have to just keep an eye on for future. El Salvador. The divisions are so weak. They've got so many divisions, which is amazing to say that AI makes so many, but oh man, they melt like butter. All right, Guatemala. Start moving the boys up now. I'll have one of you guys come here, another one of you guys come here. Will we ever use the paratroopers again? That's the question. Honestly, probably not. Anyway, we need to build a railway now, an amazing railway. So what I'm going to do is build it from here and then go through the entirety of Latin America and build it up, and we could develop it even further as we progress through there. So coming all the way from the capital all the way across here, and that way we don't have to use these weird supply routes where we can get potentially convoy raided. Right, I think this is the final form. Max machine guns, great weight, good engine, great range. Start upgrading. Guatemala, off you go. And now we can make a field marshal front line here, and then just send in all the boys. To be fair, at this point, we need to be sending all the reservists as well. Now, in fact, actually, just one army will stay behind, and everyone else can come. Go, go, go! I think we've caught them by surprise here, because we're pushing through this area incredibly quickly, and we don't get a lot of resistance either. What we're going to do is continue building our little railway project here, and then continue to improve the bottleneck, and then, oh, we're building ports in Panama. I don't want that. So we're going to have to manually go through the map and build up ports. Oh, God, I hate when you have to do this. It's kind of what I was doing a little bit early, to be fair. We'll see if the game figures out what I'm doing. Because what it tries to do here is it tries to find the best optimal route for supply. However, for production, for supply-wise, building these ports, naval bases, is not the best cost-effective way of doing it. The most cost-effective way is building a whole railway through the entirety of the country. Peruvian coat. Oh, they're grabbing the Galapagos offers. That makes me super sad. The Galapagos is Argentinian. Type 1 in the comments if you agree. We have no rubber right now. No. Oh, Japan can give us rubber. So Japan is doing really well in the Pacific. Yeah. Not so good against China, though. Classic. Meanwhile, in Europe, Falkland's still dug in Greece, and Italy has broken into civil war. However, they've not really made much progression here. Meanwhile, the Germans are doing a mighty fine job against the Soviets, though. Okay. Mexico has very few troops they've held back. So that tells me that most of them are committed to the war in Europe. Once again, they weren't prepared for the southern menace, the southern menace. Looking at the autonomy for Chile here just so I can annex them. The immigration wave to South America. I'm really curious about this one. I've never seen anything like this before. Feels very Victoria. All right. Mexico's been broken. Everyone's not in position. So if you control B here, they'll move from regular moving to railroading. And I want to make sure everyone railroads to the front. I'm hoping Germany... Sorry, Germany. I'm hoping America's messed up here. And most of their troops are committed to Europe and Italy and stuff. And Africa. But I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, we're having trouble with trains here. So I want to get on that immediately. I'm going to assign all 15 onto trains. Because having train problems is just going to cause way many issues in future. Supply is such a big deal in Hoi 4. So we're pushing further north in. I'm not even micro. I'm just battle planning. And once again, I'm just relying solely on the fact that the Americans are probably committing their troops to Europe and not elsewhere. and their flag just to gobble up all of mainland America. I mean, that's the plan anyway. So one little cheeky trick you can do to lower the autonomy of a nation is to send them convoys. It's one of the most cost-effective things to send. So if I send 1,000 of that, they'll reduce their autonomy by 700, which is just huge. So we'll send them over, and then immediately we can annex Chile. Immigration wave. To promote immigration to these regions, and it gives a construction bonus, and also 40% local manpower. Okay, we'll do one just to see what it does. So 20 days, local manpower, and it gives like a state modifier. Okay, I guess that's pretty good for the regions that have got good local manpower, because it gives a good boost to that manpower in that said region. So making sure they're on aggressive as we go. Keep pushing. And right now, the only area that we're getting a little bit bogged down is this region here with the woods and the floodplains in around New Orleans. So I'm still going to keep attacking, though, because I think we're still in a really good position. I'm scared a little bit of manpower, so I'm going to go for extensive conscription, even though we've cored all of this. Okay, and we can reduce the autonomy of Chile down to, well, non-existent, and then I can delete all the divisions, getting 200k manpower, which is good. Oh, and I can start coring them now as well. This is a big deal, actually, coring Chile, because they've got loads of resources. The steel in this region is massive. And there we go. Promoted immigration to state. I'm going to be totally real right now. I think these state modifiers aren't very good. I think the problem with them is because you have to click on them and then hover over the tooltip, they're quite hard to access. It'd be kind of better on this states map mode if you could see all of them. But for instance, me just knowing that right in this region, there's neglected state and active bandits happening in this region. I mean, I'm not aware of any of this, you know? Until you click on them and build something in, and you'd be like, oh, I've got a 30% penalty construction, which is kind of annoying. I don't know, that's my personal take on that. I prefer a national-wide penalty other than like these regional-based ones. I don't know, that's my personal take on that. Okay, the West has taken, the Middle East and West has been taken. And I'm just pushing more and more eastwards now. I'm going to control B every now and then just to make sure everyone gets to the front line quicker, because sometimes when we're pushing here freely and there's no one contesting us, I need to make sure I get to the front line mighty quick. As you can see now, we're pushing into Canada. And once again, no issues with manpower. The only issue we're running into, only one problem we've run into so far, is lack of trains. I wonder if the issue is just because the front lines are so unbelievably wide, we're just eating so many trains overall. I think that's the only conclusion I can think of. Because all the victory points are on the east coast of America, doesn't make a great lot of deal. A lot of time you've got to build a collaboration state, but then you still got to annex the entirety of America anyway. Well, there's not many victory points in the West in this part of history, this part in time. All right, I don't think I'll need these extra troops now, so I'm going to add these onto the army as well. The ones that were holding the coastline can now join the armed forces. Like, no one's done a naval invasion on us now, so I think it's pointless. What I'm going to do, though, is merge up the navies and then do strike force in all of this region and then move them somewhere like here, just to project naval supremacy, and that'll prevent a naval invasion. Well, hopefully it will anyway. All right, so we seem to have buckled in the south here. They've actually managed to push us back a hefty amount. I wonder if the secret here is maybe not to push through this region, maybe just to push through the northern bits, maybe through Canada, because we just can't break this southern tip here. Okay, I'm going to just take a moment to breathe at the moment, just to catch up with my lack of trains right now. Now making 3 trains per day almost by assigning 73 mils. That's insane. It changed my occupation laws just a little bit, because I think I'm having trouble with attrition. No, I'm not. I've got 182,000 guns. But now we've balanced the books on our trains, so supply issues should be less of a problem. We'll wait for 100 trains in the logistics, then we'll make a counterattack. One thing I forgot to do as well is assign cavalry defense expert. Cavalry expert, which gives defense. There you go. I got it right. The right order. Got to sign it on because you're getting a big boost to breakthrough, which is going to help on the attack. All right, we got 100 trains. 91, 100, and off we go. Attack. We've got so many weapons banked. I can imagine most of these weapons are really old, though. Let's have a look. So the breakdown of equipment here. Infantry equipment. Yeah, there's a lot of nationalities of guns here. Yeah, a lot of them aren't very good. Not a big surprise, though, because, I mean, we've capitulated so many nations and hoovered up all their weapons, so no big surprises there, right? Finally coring Chile. Finally got around to it. As I said before, guys, when you can't go through America, because they hold New Orleans, you go through the north. Probably going to get loads of comments saying how I pronounce New Orleans. New Orleans.
I want to say it with like a French accent for some reason. I don't know. It just slides off my tongue like that. Okay. We're getting close. I think if we grab the capital now, it's over. Finally don't need to import resources because we get them from America. And that is the death of the United States. Okay. The ultimate humiliation. Can we paradrop from mainland Argentina into the Falklands? Is that even possible? It feels stupid to say it because it's way too far, isn't it? Is it possible in this game? No, you can't do that. It's too far from the very south, but I built an airport here. Oh, you can actually see the range. It's actually just on the edge. Come on, is this possible? Come on. No. What about this northern one here? No, it's not possible. So it has to be a naval invasion. We don't even have the technology to do a naval invasion. No, we do. No, we do. But paratroopers can't do a naval invasion? No, yeah, they can. There goes Canada. We're about to find out how good are paratroopers at doing naval invasions. Here we go. And off they go. They land. West Island's taken. The East Island is taken. Wow, the South Georgia Islands are really far away. Surprised they even made it onto the map. The Argentine fleet is based in Port Stanley. Humiliation for the Brits. Now I've got more civvy factories that I don't even know what to do with now because I've conquered America. Oh yeah, and you also gain compliance in America as well. I suppose what I can do now is local civilian oversight to gain compliance. I mean, I've got so much industry right now, I don't even know what to do with it anymore. When you have so many naval dockyards, you just build countless convoys. At this point, the best thing to do is to add bomb locks on, because then you could do a little bit of cast damage. I think the way the game works is it considers this plane a fighter bomber, not a fighter, because therefore you can't upgrade the old designs. These are ones that are old CAS. Have to make it a different design so it stands out from all the others. South America, it is Argentine. Call the lot. Oh, and also I grabbed the South Georgia Islands. I think I grabbed them uncontested as well, because there was no Brits even there. What I'm going to do now is disband my faction. Join... Oh, it doesn't allow me to join a faction. Oh, that really sucks. Can I get docking rights? And access? Yep. So I move my fleet here now. Put them on strike force. And that means we have like full control of the Atlantic from the Allies now. Well, I won't deny it. The coring mechanic in this new expansion is insanely strong. I mean, eye-wateringly strong. 80% naval supremacy, so we can actually do a naval invasion now. Do a naval invasion with a floating harbor. I must have stole those from America. They were planning a D-Day, were they? The only problem with not being in the Axis is I can't use their airports. There's no like option. I can gain access. I can gain docking rights, but I can't gain like airport rights. So I cannot actually do a paradrop into Britain, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Okay, planning a naval invasion. This takes a while because there's just so many divisions required. I think I'll delete one of these armies. Yeah, because supply is just becoming a problem. They're a little bit behind on artillery at the moment. Play a little bit of catch up on the artillery. What I can also do is grab U3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then move those into a different theater and prioritize them, because they're the ones that are going to need supply the most. And then grab the Field Marshal. Field Marshal didn't get much experience as time went on. That's kind of sad. And what I'm doing is prioritizing all new equipment that I produce, the artillery, to go to these divisions first before these ones. Who are the major powers? So click on You Are at War and look at the majors. And the major powers, if you remove all of them, it's just the UK. I finally broke Alaska. I just had to build some ports. Easiest way of getting extra supply into a region. If it's near a coastline, just build loads of ports along the coast. And eventually you'll get enough supply to make a push. All right, lads, we're in position. We need to grab a port and an airbase to actually station our planes in this region. We're landing. Will it be enough firepower? Oh, okay. All right. Once again, I'm honestly always surprised if we manage to do these landings, you know, because they are a little bit risky than normal. But no, that looks pretty good. Everyone here, and feel free to go, go, go. And at the same time, we have a bunch of fighter bombers here, 3,000 of them, and send them over. And I am so blown away by how effective this is, but AI getting absolutely dumpstered. Did a little bit of micro around London. They seem to have dug in, and it's surrounded, so the divisions now have nowhere to retreat, so they'll just deorg and disband completely. And off they go. God, that was so easy. That was actually a little bit too easy. And that is the end of World War II with an Axis victory. Okay, I'm going to just unify South America. Of course, I want the islands. Of course, I want the Panama Canal. And I'll see if I can grab as much of the Caribbean and Latin America as possible. My contribution is 28%. That's just not that high, is it? However, I'm taking a lot of stuff here, and I'm not reached my limit yet. Oh, there we go. There's the limit. There's the limit. So what you do with this is you spend your contribution per turn, and then it rolls over to another turn, and you get more points. I think this area of the world is completely mine. No one else wants this region, because there are no other Axis powers around this part of the world. So this practically is just all mine. Greenland? Shall I purchase Greenland? Greenland's not for sale. Oh no, doesn't matter in this timeline. Germany wanted a little bit of Canada. Interesting. Oh, I forgot about Hawaii. Wonder if Japan was even at war. Oh, they were. Contribution 11%. There's always going to be one little island that I miss somewhere. I do it every single game. I think that's it. Confirm and exit. Ooh, I really thought that peace conference was going to crash then. It's the most likely place you get a crash usually. And there is the Americas. Can I core this? I can. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff to core. So not only is it South America, but you can also core the Caribbean and Latin America? I'm so confused. I can core this, but none of the middle bit. Okay, I'm going to justify on the Soviet Union. Technically, that's the kind of the final war of the Axis. I suppose if you include China as well. Ah, Vichy France took most of the Raj. The Soviets. Can I get access into here? I can't draw a front line, but I have access. I can't even tell if that's even a bug. Okay, I guess this is the end of this campaign. The coding gods are against me. Did you make it to the end? Well, aren't you special? Yeah, you're very special, actually. Thank you so much for reaching this end point. This is really cool. And the question is, do you want me to do Chile next? Do you want me to do Brazil next? Uruguay, Paraguay, or even Peru just for a laugh? Or maybe even just play Germany just with the new expansion just to see how things are a little bit differently. Would you guys be down for that? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it to the end, clearly you enjoyed this video, so give me the ultimate reward of a like and a subscribe. That would be fabulous. But no, unfortunately, this national focus that I went for, unfortunately, denies me from joining any of the faction. It's because I went for the Argentine first over join the Axis. So this unfortunately denies you from creating new factions as well. Or maybe it was our own path. Maybe that was the one. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It gives you the option between join a faction or do your own thing, but then you'd be denied from future factions. I don't know. That's kind of a cool choice. I like that. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want more of this kind of content, click on this video right here. This one right here. Give it a click. Bye-bye.